Can you dig it, Carl?
I can dig it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately tonight it was a rough loss. It wasn't even close. So welcome back everyone to Windy City Digits, Bulls Postgame Edition. That's Vic. I'm Carl. Thanks for tuning in. Bulls in a very, very, very ugly loss tonight. Basically it was over in the first quarter tonight.
Yeah, you sound
Bulls
depressed
by,
even, man.
133 to 117. Yeah, you know what? I think it's just frustrating right now because it just feels like it almost feels like they've given up. Like I read something the other day that Billy Donovan challenged them to compete. And I just didn't see that tonight.
Oh my God. I didn't see that. I didn't hear about that challenge to compete, man.
Yeah. Like he challenged them to compete. And look, that group they had in at the end of the game. I know you've been harping to get DJJ in the game. And he's playing well when he's in the game, right? But those guys bring some energy to the table, right? Other guys right now just.
So let's hit a digit. Like, what would you, I'm going to say a digit. Best digit today, number 7.
Okay, why are we going with 7?
All right, I'm going to say number 7 for Troy Brown Jr.
Okay,
and I honestly saw. I think out of all the players today that played, he played the hardest. He had the best defense. I mean, his offense isn't very good at all. But he was
sitting on the bench will do that to you. Right?
Yeah, but he's not a great shooter. But looking at his shooting, he was 2 for 4 from 3-point line, 6, 5, and 4. I just thought he brought energy. It was nice to see, and I think that goes with what you said about that last unit.
Yeah, look, that last unit, we talked about this, like having Patrick Williams play that 5, right? That's what he was playing with that last unit. And he seemed pretty comfortable. Now, again, granted, that was, both teams clearing out the benches, but still he seemed to be pretty comfortable in the 5. The only thing is that, and most people probably turned off the game at this point, but, there was a spot there with 3 minutes to go. Patrick Williams had Isaiah Thomas guarding him. Yeah, and he's still standing out at the 3.
Well, he gave it back. He gave it right back to, was it Io or no, it was Kobe. And then Kobe, if he was smart enough, should have told him to go down low. Yeah. That's just horrible. I mean, we're not NBA players, man, and we know that.
Yeah, I just think at the end of that game, everyone's just trying to do their best, try not to make a mistake, and that's what happens when you fall down 15, 20 early.
Yep.
I mean, you got to give it to Charlotte. They were hot. I think they started at 11-11 or 12-12 to start the game.
They did, yeah. But
and you're already kind of in the hole already as it is.
Okay, so talk about that. Okay, so once again, I'm tweeting and whatever, and every team for the last, I don't know how many games, is shooting hot against the Bulls. Is it all the teams are catching us at the right time and we're getting unlucky? Is it our defense and closeouts to shooters? Is that terrible? Is it a combination of both? Go.
Well, if my memory serves me correctly, I think in the last 5 games, we've had 4 or 5 different starting lineups. And I think that plays into it also. Look, the 3 guys that are usually in there with Zach, DeMar, and Vooch, right? This was one of the criticisms at the beginning of the season. None of those 3 are really big defensive stoppers.
No. We got to get rid of one of them.
The one guy that you did have in the starting lineup that was a defensive guy was Javonte. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of taking a backseat right now to Patrick Williams, which is understandable. But Patrick Williams is still playing his way into shape.
Yep.
He has his moments where he's great, but he doesn't, there are 2 different types of players. Javonte is an energy player. He's a slasher, right? Patrick Williams could be that guy, right? But I think part of, basically to get back to your question is, I think a lot of it is just that we haven't had a consistent lineup where they know where to go for the rotation defensively. But that being said, Zach, DeMar, and Vooch need to be better defensively. Those 3 absolutely have to be better defensively. And a lot of it is just Ole defense.
Yeah, honestly, they just look lethargic. I saw I rewatched like first half highlights at halftime, and I saw them guarding some of the Hornets 3-point shooters like 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Their closeouts to them was terrible. Like maybe they threw up their hands up last minute before they shot. They're just not. They're not getting up in their grill.
I just think that I just think the rotation, like they're not sure on their rotation. I don't know. This is maybe the Lonzo factor and the AC factor, right? Where those guys can cover up a lot of the deficiencies that they had. But not having those two guys in the lineup is tough. And I think the other part I wanted to talk about was, I know Io hasn't been playing well, but that bench unit really has a hard time scoring. And Kobe needs to be on that second unit because at least he can shoot and score more so than
the last 2 games, that is one plus of the last 2 games. Kobe's starting to show that he's coming out of his shooting slump.
Yeah, and I think for that second unit, that's where we like the last I don't know how many games. That's where we get blown out because I think at one point in the second quarter we got outscored like 24 or 27-9. I think at one point in the second quarter. You can't
give up 79. You can't give up 79 points in a half, man.
We did okay offensively. I mean, like we scored like almost 50 something points in the first half, which for an NBA team is normal, right? That should be fine, right?
No, it's our defense.
You're right. And I texted you during the game, right? We were talking about it. Like, what is it? Is it that the Hornets were hot, or was it just bad defense?
Yeah.
I
think it was probably a combination, quite honestly. But I don't know how long I could keep on saying that because I keep on saying that for almost every game lately. All right, hey, I don't have a number. I don't have a digit for this person. Okay, but I wanted to talk about the head coach.
Okay.
All right. In this game, when they were doing so poorly, I would have pulled out the starters a lot earlier, personally. There was I would say 75% of fans thought that, and then other fans in the beginning were like, no, they need to get into some kind of rhythm, which I kind of understand. You want them to stay competitive because they're going to be off for a while, too, after during the play-in tournament. But I thought we should bench the coach. So I wanted AK to come in there and, go with an audible and say, hey, Billy, you're out. Except you probably say it in some accent. I can't do that.
I'll go along with that, but I think in other ways, like Billy should have done something to get the team. Like he should have gotten teed up. Even if it was stupid, right?
Yank a guy, man. Yank a guy.
Yeah,
he's not showing effort.
It should have been, something. But again, look, I think Billy is understanding of where they're at right now, and I think the only mistake I think he made was that, like with like 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, when it was clear like we weren't making any dent of like less than 30, 28, 26, whatever the case was. Zach has been in and out of lineup. Bench Zach. Let Zach sit the rest of the game. There's no sense in him getting hurt, right?
Yeah.
DeMar, same thing. Yeah. Vooch, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Let the Windy City Bulls that you got sitting on the bench into the game.
I would have put at least in Maranovic. I mean, we've seen every other player.
Who?
Oh, Simonovic. I put
Maranovic. Is that you?
Yeah, I did
Maranovic.
See that, I saw that on Twitter too.
I'm like, did we pick up a guy from the Europe League? Like, who did we pick up? Like, I was.
Oh my god.
That's what we're going to call him now.
Simonovic, man.
Maranovic,
they should have put Simonovic in.
Yeah. Well, it was just it just makes you wonder as a Bulls fan, like, are we like is the season over?
Yes,
like, is the season is the season over? Like, have these guys already given up? Does Zach have 1 foot out the door?
It's embarrassing, man. I would start now. I literally would now reconsider my decision to give Zach the max. I'd get rid of Zach and I'd get rid of Vooch. If you could do some sign and trade with another team to get rid of Vooch, get like Gobert or AD in.
Listen, if you could trade, if you can somehow get a trade with Vooch and AD, somehow pull that off.
And you need some better shooters, man.
Yeah, well, look, you got to make a decision. You got a decision with Kobe, all that stuff, but we can figure all that out in the off season. So
we're toast, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, rough loss tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. We're at 300 subscribers right now. We really do appreciate everyone's been tuning in and checking us out. If you haven't had a chance yet, hit the like button for the video tonight. Hit the subscribe and hit the bell when you get notified of our future episodes. We'll be doing post-game editions for the playoffs for sure. We'll try to do one for the next game also. But
ring my bell.
And check out our regular weekly episodes for our podcast also where we talk Chicago sports. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Love.